I have the perfect drink snack next time your friends come over. You only need 4 ingredients and it's super easy to put together. These are my phyllo and anchovy cigars. So good. First of all, our phyllo. So phyllo needs to come out of the fridge at least an hour or 2 before you start working with it. And I always have a clean tea towel on standby. You want to cover your phyllo pastry just so it stays quite moist. You don't want it to dry out because then it's just a little bit harder to roll up. So we'll take it out onto the board and unfold. And I won't be using all of these sheets, but we'll just wrap it back up and pop it into the fridge and we can use it for a spanakopita on another day. So let's start with one of our sheets. Pop it to one side, cover the rest. And I'm going to cut this in half because I want to make small cigars. This is one of those things where you have a glass of wine in one hand and you just grab one of these cute little cigars, just like a canapé. So straight down the middle, and we'll just turn them so we've got the long side facing us. Next, we want to butter. I always like to use clarified butter. It just ensures we get a beautiful, even colour on our phyllo pastry and it goes crisp. How do you clarify the butter? Very simply, you just melt it and remove any of the little white milk solids that you see. And you can do this again ahead of time. You can make that clarified butter, pop it in the fridge and just melt it when you want to use it for recipes just like this. So this is going to be the outside. So we're going to flip that over. And for the first layer, some tomato paste. So just a small amount, I'd say about half a teaspoon or so. And we'll just spread that on one end, just the bottom end. I want it to be quite thin. Now for our anchovies. Now you want to get the best quality anchovies you can get. And I just think you can't compare the taste. So, I mean, when you go to your deli, those are the anchovies you want in the can like this. These ones are actually Spanish ones and I just love the flavour of them. So we're going to pop them onto our tomato paste. I'm going to add 2. And some Pecorino. Now, Pecorino is a hard cheese that's made from sheep's milk. And I just love to use this because it's slightly bitey, it's tangy, and it goes really well with the anchovies. If you like, you could use Parmesan too. And I want just little flakes of this on top. It's really all about the anchovies, so it's all about those subtle flavours that go around the anchovies. Finally, some freshly cracked pepper. Now to roll this, so we bring in the sides. So fold that in and you can make these as small or wide as you like, depending on how you want to present them. I'll fold this side in and then we can get a little bit rougher with it now by squishing it together and making sure it's nice and tight. And that's our first little cigar. This is where you could add some nigella seeds, some sesame seeds, or even just a small pinch of salt, just for that crunch, and that goes onto our tray. Now I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees and these are going to take, I'd say 15 minutes to cook, maybe 20 minutes. You want to keep an eye on them. Once they're that deep golden colour, they're ready. How good do these little phyllo cigars look? They're crunchy, they're golden, just perfect. Now, you do want to allow these to cool just for at least 5 to 10 minutes before you serve it. And if you're making these for a big party, you can make them ahead of time, pop them in the fridge, and when you want to cook them, just they go straight into the oven for that 15 to 20 minutes. Pile them up and then serve them. I would serve this with a little cold glass of Chardonnay, some Sauvignon Blanc, and it's all about this crunch. You want it to be so crunchy. Oh, look at that. See inside? You've got that pecorino cheese, the tomato paste, and the saltiness of that anchovy. You know, when you've got to think about snacks with drinks, they do need to pop. They need to be textural, so the crunch, and they need to be salty. And that's a good kind of salty.